Okay, you gotta calm that down a bit. You gotta calm down that. Okay? Yo, I think I'm carrying on two conversations, but I got an excellent connection. Welcome, everyone. I don't know why it's welcome. Look at the title. Nothing could be worse than this because we all have to put up with what government does one way or the other. And what we're seeing is the worst government possible. And let me just see if we can do a sound check here. You gotta calm down that, okay? Yeah. Yo, yo. I think I'm carrying on two conversations, but I got an excellent connection. There Welcome, we go. Everyone. There's a sound check. We have maybe some lurkers. Excellent. Anyway, I just thought I'd come up and see how everyone is, because I think things are going south. And I'm going to again encourage men. I know you're out searching for information and everything. And let me get the chat started here and put the chat up. Get normal here. I think we can get things just happening as normal as we can, because we know it's not normal out there. And we know that there's so much chaos and confusion. We have states declaring that they're not going to lift the lockdown until there's a cure, and that was Los Angeles. And as there's no cure possible with the virus, at best it's a vaccine. So what we're looking at is they're going to keep it locked down for years. And you know what that's going to do to Los Angeles? It was a bad situation in Los Angeles with the homeless and the bubonic plague. Hey, RP, yeah. Well, I did catch you lurking. It's great to have you in here. It's great to have you in here. How are you? How are things? My God, was it true? I read it. I didn't even look it up. But did Trudeau on television asked to speak directly to children and ask parents to leave the room? Did he actually do that? Is this where we're at now? Is this where we're at? Yeah, hello. We got you. And Muck Music, how are you? I was gonna call you earlier on, but I got sidetracked. It's you look at the news and you try to figure out which direction it's going in. Apparently, Donald Trump can do no wrong because Biden can do no right, and there's just no possible way the Americans are going to even think about electing the Democrats. So he's a shoe-in, and apparently there was in California Republicans winning. A seat where they haven't won one in 20 years. That's a generation. And so maybe the tide is swinging. Maybe Americans are waking up. And is anyone going to Michigan? That's what I'm going to ask. Is anyone going to Michigan? Because there's supposed to be an end to the insanity of social distancing, of lockdown, of this absolute stupidity beyond all stupidity. I don't know. The analogy came to my head that it was like an airplane jettisoning all its fuel and hoping to God that it's going to land right. Because the economy is like the fuel, and if you just gut the economy, 35 million jobs lost in a month or two. Man, that's nuts in the States. And we can suss this out for every other country, right? They're all the same. And yet some countries, what do they got? 10 dead. What, Paraguay's got 10 dead? Oh my God, they're just doing it to show, if you don't record them, nobody dies of this. Yeah, pandemic. Gary, we know that. Gary Bentledge, we know this. It's a pandemic, but I don't believe it was planned all out. I don't think this was the plan, to tell you the truth. I think it's spinning out of control. And we got snowflakes and women trying to determine policy on this, and they have no way of evaluating the value of what they're doing, the value of putting so many people out of their norm and locking them up and making them hate, being in connection with other people. This is nuts. We are supposed to grind against each other and share viruses. This is the normal way. This is what keeps us healthy and alive. This is what it is to be human. We are not isolated. For heaven's sakes, I think we all got, 3 kilograms, what's that, 5, 6 pounds or something, of foreign life forms living within us to keep us alive. Some of it's good, I guess some of it's bad, but some of it's needed for a decent life. So we live open to things. And what this, dehumanization is, it's a Borgification of the community. And I don't think it can stand. I don't think people want it. Okay, if there's old people and they're frightened, they stay the fuck indoors. But young people aren't dying. They're not. And as much as they want to twist it, they just aren't. And so, the stats you see are old people, and that's it. That's just it. Old people are dying, as they've always died. And, I looked at stats for the UK, and, I don't know. I don't know whether it's real or not, if there's more deaths than normal or not. They don't tell me. Whether they're using models, I don't know. But what we're not getting in other countries is anything like that. The rates are so different, and even in the UK, those numbers, they just spiked up out of nowhere. And that's not the curve, the exponential curve we expect of a pandemic or epidemic or anything like that. It's like, no, these numbers are wrong. The curve is wrong, and the numbers, they don't say whether they're identical with the RON or just RON++. And they call it provisional counts. So we're not getting anything. Yeah, old people dying, so we must destroy the community, RP. This is the worst government possible. Now, I will admit that, okay, at the very beginning, it may be wise to take, sudden measures until you suss out the situation. But we sussed it out very early. Young people weren't dying, which means nobody's dying, because viruses cannot choose. And all we had were comorbidities, just a list of old people dying of the things they always died of. And yes, they may have tested positive, really or semi-really, for some virus that came along. But we haven't done Cox's postulates. I'll put it down again. And, this is a good learning. It's not good. It's not, but it's a learning exercise to say this is modern medical science. Those two fucking words. Cox postulates. So, you look that up, and for 130 years, it has made the cause and effect between a microorganism and an illness, which is a set of symptoms. So you know what it is you got when you get this microorganism. And it's worked fantastically, And if you don't use this, then you're a quack. That's what they mean by a quack doctor, Why am I sick, doctor? Well, you got a stomach ache, therefore you got chicken pox. Well, this is quack medicine. It's not a symptom of chicken pox, so we just know it. So, Eganagi, welcome. Pandemic, welcome. Chad Siebert, welcome. Stone Reaper, welcome. It's getting funny, Stone. You know it. You know it. You feel it. You feel it's moving this way. You feel it moving that way, and you don't know where anyone sort of wants to take it, and it's being pulled. It's being pulled so hard in so many different directions that it's not. This isn't the plan. People are vying. They're jockeying for position. Yeah, okay. And yeah, people have plans, and they plan to do this and they plan to do that. At the very beginning, I don't know what the plan was. The plan was to stir something up and see, launch a weapon. I still am going with PJP's comments here, and if somebody wanted to, design this virus or to launch it or do whatever they did with it, it wasn't to kill people. It was just to create mayhem. It's a meta weapon. The damage is not done by the virus making people sick. The damage is done by people panicking and freaking out. And I'm here to say that I don't see things settling down anytime soon, and things could just get out of hand. And all it's going to take is it gets out of hand in one place, and then it just spins out of control. And okay, we got the God Emperor, who's not the God Emperor, because he should have stopped this right in its fucking tracks. He shouldn't have played the role of trying to score some little brownie points against China. I don't think China, the government, wanted this. They didn't want this. They may do better than America at the outset, or at the end of it, because it's a communist country and they just don't give a shit. They've killed tens of millions of their own people. The Great Leap Forward, they melted down all the iron of farm implements, thinking that steel production was a moniker of modernity, which in some way it is, but not if you take the tools of farmers and starve your population. My God, that was stupid. And I think this move here is just as stupid. You got some people sick, you got some people dying. Okay, put something in place, find out exactly what it is. Cox postulates immediately, even on the face of it, says there's no cause and effect. There's nothing happening here. There's a virus, but it's not making people sick, and we're getting false positives, maybe because there's something similar in this virus to things they put in vaccines. This appears to be coming out. So, somebody maybe, engineered the thing. And maybe this is one thing they didn't want to come out. So there were lies at the beginning, and this was what was interesting. Thinking that there really is something because they engineered it. But they engineered it. It's not making anyone sick. And, but they need to have the numbers because, they think it's making people sick, and they want it to make people sick because they got a plan. So they're taking, a meta-epidemic and planning what they can do with it for their own benefit. The Event 201 wanted it, right? And Johns Hopkins University and the World Economic Forum with their Event 201, they wanted it to happen. So, some people are going to push it forward just to see what's happening. And now we know what's happening. We find out that Bill Gates is Kill Gates. He's a monster. He engaged in horrible, unethical business practices. Never apologized. Had to pay some small fines. Never apologized. Had paid more in lawyer fees to defend himself than he paid in fines. And then, he puts all the money to charity, so-called, but then he buys up vaccine companies, and now he's promoting vaccines. This is what we get. He gets, wined and dined at the World Economic Forum in Davos and talks about a global pandemic exercise, and now we're into it. And he's still trying to push the vaccines. The mayor of Los Angeles is saying, you ain't going to be able to go shopping unless you take the vaccine once we get it. And until then, just stay at home. I think that's the way he talks. Yeah, that's the way the mayor of Los Angeles talks. Just like that. Just like he's some sort of fucking Hollywood actor. Because that's all this is, acting. One way and the other. Yeah, fear is big business. That's it. You get people unified. You get people aligned in the direction. You push that button, you can do something. You can make money. But I think the alignment is falling apart. I hope to God it is. When you go on the plantation, yeah, you got to play the game. We know that. But I know men here are doing something for friction. Something, speaking up, talking out. We're here, I suppose, letting Google know that we're on to it. This is a scandemic. Modern medical science tells us it is. The numbers tell us it is. These are crazy numbers. Every possible symptom in the book. You name a symptom, it's there. I've read it. I swear to God, I've read it in the mass media. They're pumping it up because their numbers were tanking. People weren't clicking on any of the mass media bullshit. Now some of them are going back because they're sheep. They're sheep and they're being kept in their place. That's it exactly. It's a big business for pharmaceutical companies, for the mass media, for other people. And these people are just evil. But there is good news, and you'll take a shred of good news. I don't know what's happening in Michigan, but Wisconsin Supreme Court said you can't lock down Americans. Holy shit! Finally, somebody's waking up. Somebody's waking up. What the hell are they doing in Wisconsin? I think we know somebody who's maybe had an influence there. And if America doesn't allow it being locked down, then nobody else will either. They're following the big guys, right? China did it, but they just did it because they didn't know what the hell was happening. But as we know from our friend Red Pill Suppository and just about everyone else, nobody knows anyone with it. The people who were dying in China were old people. It was the same way, the same age distribution. So yeah, old people die, so we just take a large armament and blow off our limbs so we're helpless. So that young people lose hope. So that people become desperate. So that police can show their true colors by ripping mothers from their children. This is beyond what is acceptable in any civilized country. And all without having modern science on the side of these policymakers. These policymakers seem to be, I don't know, the worst government possible to destroy the community on a whim, on an emotion. See, this is the gynocentric system. This is the gynocentric system. They want pure safety. They want, the feelings first. How do you feel about it? Well, I feel like everyone should stay at home because I'm worried about people. Oh, then everyone should stay at home. Yeah, right. So, well, it's good to hear. A judge in Michigan sided with that 77-year-old barber. Good. Finally, somebody. A 77-year-old barber. There's your Paul Revere for the 21st century. A goddamn barber. I don't know. What was Paul Revere? I don't think he... was he a publican? Did he keep a pub or something like that? No, I don't know what he was. Anyway, we got a barber for the 21st century. More fucking backbone than Donald Trump. My God, just stay open. People with pre-existing conditions and older people should take extreme measures to protect their health and stay at home. Everyone else, go out and fucking party. It's not going to get you. It's no more dangerous. Apparently for young people, then, I don't know. It's just not dangerous. So, that's it. Yeah. Wow. Pandemic, I don't know. If you're hearing birds in the background, I don't know what the hell it is, because it's nighttime here. There's no birds. No birds. Hey, shut up. See, there's no birds. But, it's nice to be... Oh, yeah, they're not birds. Those are frogs. Yeah, no, I hear them now. Those are frogs. Holy shit, I got frogs all over the place. It's been raining like basically every day. It's beautiful. It's sunny during the day, and it rains at night. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot, but rains at night. We've had rain of the day maybe once in the last 3 weeks, but every night it rains. My God. So, yeah, those are frogs, and we got some, like cicadas or something like that. Yeah. And, but you can't hear the bats. I'll let you know if one comes by. Wind? Was that it? Was that the wind? Yeah, I just put the microphone in front of the fan. God knows I need a fan. It's, what is it, 11 o'clock, and I don't know, it's, let me see, for, Americans, North Americans, at least my age, what is it, it's about, I don't know, 82 degrees or something like that. But, there's no sun, so very comfortable with a little fan, personal fan. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. it's nice by the ocean. The ocean is a breeze. It sounds great, and for the most part, yeah, it's good. I'd rather be here than anywhere else. But my God, I think this is gone too. you know, it's moments of clarity or moments of just not knowing what's going on that makes one think that no, it's spinning out of control. Even here, the government's doing the worst possible things. Even here, and I don't know how long they can ride it out. The money printing, the asking people to do stupid things that they don't know the reason for. And, Bear in Exile, I'm in Southeast Asia. It's a tropical zone, and I left the West. And, 1997, finally, I guess. 1997. And, I didn't know... a lot of what I was thinking and feeling back then. I sensed that it was not a good place, and I sensed I had no future there, and for God's sakes, I think I was right. And, I had a future here until, my God, they just ripped it. They ripped it. And, we're going to try to make the best of it here. Whatever it is, we're going to try to make the best of it. And I hear frogs are good with a little butter. So I guess if I run out of everything else, I'll have frogs and butter. Frogs and rice and butter. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, you can eat the frogs here. At least some of them. Some of them might be poisonous. Hey, Joey, how are you? How are you? Nice to have you in. It's nice to have the man with the wrenches in here. And if there's any fucking trouble, you know what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't know. It was cold there. It was cold there recently. I saw that jet stream thing. Get cold in Canada. And what is it? It's like May. I thought there was snow. Was there snow, RP, somewhere in Canada like last week, like 5 days ago or something? There was supposed to be snow even in the States. Yeah, 82 at night, but it's 11. So, by 5 in the morning, it gets down to about 76 Fahrenheit. Which is, 24 maybe? 24, 25. Yeah, see, Yagi frog's legs. Yeah. Yeah. And, that reminds me, I still got to get my pigeon count up. I just started a pigeon aviary, so let me try it. Oh, now we're talking Bear in Exile. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There was snow here a few days ago. See, the whole world's going crazy. The whole world's going crazy. It's May. Yeah, I suppose I remember Colombia, like South America? Colombia? There's like a Colombia. No, that's Olympia, Washington. It's on top of a mountain. But yeah, there might be snow in Colombia, but not in the tropical rainforest. There ain't. Up on top of the mountain somewhere, maybe. Yeah. What is it? Medellin. It's up in the mountains. It's pretty high up, isn't it? Yeah. I thought it was, nice climate, very comfortable. The madness. Yeah, it is. It's the madness. It's the worst government possible. That's the sensible thing in all of this. The madness is that people are trying to leverage this meta-war. We're in a war. It's a meta-war. The weapons aren't the weapons. The weapons are just used to create fear, and the fear is used to create control. And the control is used to get, what you want. And, maybe somebody thought they could get something from America by using fear. I think it was Iran. I think Iran is smart in ways you don't expect. I think that they noticed that America's weak in terms of all the SJWs and all the entitled women and all the, the gender confused men Jesus. And that it knew that it had lost the rigor of what it means to be a man who can put up with a little bullshit and still see his way through to the end, right? And so they just took a weapon. They took a virus that the Chinese thought were making people sick, but they were wrong. And then they just aimed it at America by saying, oh, look, we've got all these people dying, and then the Americans went all fear and nuts. And, but, the Americans wanted to, have a negotiating chip with the Chinese, so they were up for it, and that was a mistake right there. Shouldn't have played in that game. And now the economy's gone boom. And the question is something going to spin out of control? Is someone going to get crazy with a gun, or with 2 guns, or with 100 guns? And, the politicians are following the rage bait of Twitter and all of these media companies that, want there to be this and want there to be a lockdown and want a virtue signal. This is it, the virtue signaling. Well, we don't virtue signal here. You can't signal virtue. You have to live virtue, and I think the virtuous living is coming back in, and the virtuous living is men living like men. The world has given us, men, a privilege to be alive, and use it, but don't abuse it, and don't fall into someone else's trap. I think that's the main thing. Enjoy life. There's many different things to enjoy. Enjoy what you want, in the amount you want. And don't worry about whatever anyone else tells you. Maybe there's some good advice, but no. There's negative people, and maybe cut them loose, right? Maybe you can help them. Help them once, help them twice. At that point, you're a codependent deviance, and then you're lost. And I think a lot of what happened with MGTOW is you just won't be codependent in deviance. You won't help a junkie remain a junkie when they don't really have to be. You won't help an obsessive compulsive be obsessive compulsive if they don't have to be. Yeah. So that's it, the Baron Exile. Yeah. I was talking about this sort of thing, that some states are going to open up and be normal, and other states are going to be closed down. And I don't know. I'm looking at cyberpunk overall. In smaller countries, they can't do this. In larger countries, they can. In some countries like Australia, they got first generation people coming in there ripping, children from their parents, thinking that this is the Australian way. Good eye, mate. Let me take your kids there. Rip away. You go to jail. Yeah. Let's put it on the barbie. Good Australian. Those fucking boys they sent off to fight the war. It makes you want to cry, right? The war was unnecessary, but they thought they were fighting for freedom, and in some way they were, but now, those Aussies who died in Gallipoli, looking back saying, what the fuck did I do that for? I should have killed those fucks back in Canberra. Look what they've done. Look what they've done. Australia's not even recognizable. It's ripe for the picking. Somebody's just going to walk in there and it's just going to be a house of cards. So, anyway. Hey, it's Whiskey in the Snow. Whiskey in the Snow. Yeah, that's what RP said. He said there was snow in the Great White North. That's why they call it the Great White North. Because it's great, it's white, and it's north. Yeah. Well, let me see what's going. I think what's going on is that we're witnessing the worst government possible. A government that for stupidity itself destroys the economy, destroys the way of life of the people, such that there's just absolute chaos as a result. We are very close to seeing things spin out of control. And, oh, yeah, by the way, I didn't get an answer from RP, but apparently Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, said on television he wanted to talk directly to kids, so if the parents could leave the room, he wanted to talk to the kids alone. Like, what in the fuck is that? You know, fuck you, you little twerp. You know. Anyway, I think the best thing to do, is get the boys out of schools, get them away from these people. And if you're a young man coming in here, know that nobody was perfect. Nobody knew what the hell was going wrong and going on when it started to slide. There's guys who take things too far and always have been, but for the most part, 150 years ago, I think men would stand up for themselves. Now they won't, and now they will again. But standing up for yourself is a tricky matter. It is now, and I'm encouraging all men to become MGTOW Ghost Level 4. And you prepare what you need to prepare to, keep yourself afloat in place, or if you got to run, that you're able to run for it and run to a good place with supplies and have everything all lined up. It's not too late to start preparing to make sure that you get out of this, whatever chaos is destined to happen somewhere. I'm looking at the probability of somewhere collapsing, and it's not going to be Paraguay. Apparently they're not locked down. Only 10 people have died. Germany's, I don't know, doing something, but apparently, its death rate is like wickedly low. So, they're very careful on, who they're going to allow. Like an 85-year-old with diabetes and a quadruple bypass, he dies on the operating table. Well, just because he has COVID-19 doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Yeah. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Yeah. And Trump shouldn't be talking about numbers. He should be talking about something else. He should be talking about vision. He should be talking about unity. He should be talking about humanity. Humanity requires that we take risks. Humanity requires that we live together. Humanity requires that we apply the best skills and tools possible to determine what in the hell this thing is. What are the symptoms and what are not? That's what Trump should be talking about. Numbers. He sounds like a fucking Borg with that computer implant. 24/7, 24/7. Isn't that what the Borg said? I swear to God. Wasn't there an episode? All they said was 24/7. I think I'm joking on the fucking Borg thing. They I don't think, did they say anything? Only one of them ever talked, and that was a bitch. Yeah. But, data, talking about numbers, we got the tools. If we apply the tools, we can win this thing. We could have won it a long time ago. We could have said, you fucking stupid Chinese. Cox Postulates tells us it don't cause no illness. Those people were dying because they was old. They was dying because they was sick of something else. Because people are old and sick of something else, and then they die. And that's just the way of nature. That's the Tao. That's the way things work. You should know it. You should know the Tao, right? After all, the guy came from there. Okay, albeit 2,500 years ago. Lao Tzu. Great sort of metaphysics and sort of epistemology, and but really, really bad politics. Confucius has basically no metaphysics and little epistemology, and his politics is just authoritarianism. So that explains a lot of why China's so fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of talk about schools. We want to separate the kids from themselves. France is just losing it. They're trying to keep kids away from each other. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah. Okay then. Fuck you. I think that should be the what you should learn in French, right? Every French kid should say, "Fuck you and stay away from me." That should be it. You will be assimilated. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and they always had it on like a multi-voice thing. You know, that was like coming from the Cube. We are the Borg. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. No, I don't think so. The MGTOW are not going to be assimilated. Uh, there will be secret passwords. There will be secret handshakes if there needs to be. And I think, they're closing people down. How the hell is Hammerhand? Has anyone heard? It just, he's up on BitChute, so you can go over. Benchin had a nice video the other day mentioning Hammerhand. I don't know what the hell he said. And then he put some radical video of e-thoughts up on, BitChute. You talk about, the slide down to decadence and depravity and, yeah, it was a slide down in the 50s, then the 60s, and the 70s. Yeah, I was growing up when it was sliding down really far to the bottom. Really far to the bottom. And it just kept on sliding. It's like further now than you can imagine. God, it's filthy. It's just disgusting, the whole thing. The entitlement attitude, John the Other put a video up, by the way. John the Other put a video up, and it was it was mentioning the sex bot thing, and he had a great one that the feminists are upset that men are wanting to have these things, but that they would be more upset that men are so put off with women's entitled, nasty, malevolent, vicious ways that they wouldn't even want to have a sex bot because it reminds them of such filth. So, my God, what a genius idea. Yeah. You're just so aware of just how vile they've become. Oh, yeah, the dangerous thing is there, and the unpleasantness is there, but the vileness, the absolute vicious manipulation of men. Heartless. And anyway, who in the hell wants to even get it off with that? Just thinking about it, right? When I was younger, it wasn't quite so bad. It wasn't the vicious. That started to happen. You saw it. You saw the double standards. You saw the hypocrisy start to come. So I think MGTOW has a jump on the gun, as it were, and knows about the plantation. And now the plantation is becoming vicious to everyone. The best thing to do is to remain calm, to keep your head down. They are dehumanizing this world. But as long as I'm alive, as long as I can, see my way through, I'm not going to become dehumanized. I know that, John was talking about relationships with, people, but fuck that. No. Men have relationships with men, and I wrote a comment that this is coming about, that men see the value in relationships with men, and that the former, domestication relationships with women, and that's just what it was. But in the past, men had relationships with men and saw the value in that, and that's where the value is. Because in whatever direction you go in, I'm interested to go there. Well, maybe not everywhere, but pretty interested, at least for some time. And I'm interested in men doing the things that will lead to greatness, or the things one passes one's time with on the road to greatness. You have to stop at an inn once in a while on the road to greatness. And sometimes you stop at that inn for a little bit too long and have just a few too many of those fine inn-made ales. And okay, that's going to happen too. The frogs are taking over. Yeah, no, I swear. It was the other day. and it was just loud, 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 loud. MGTOW Smurf, that's a good question. Warrior needs assistance. I don't know how to get it to him. His PayPal's not functioning, and he's he's had health issues, and there's a multiple alignment of forces against Warrior. I will put out a personal request that if you can see your way to do something, but get in touch with him via comment or via his email or something, and do something. I encouraged him at this point maybe to throw a little bit of caution to the wind, and to see that this is all a setup. That for even there's no statistic that I have seen that makes it appear dangerous for men to go out and work. I haven't seen that. If you're 85 years old, yeah, but that was always the case, whether you're at work or whatever you're doing. So anyway, yeah. See if anyone can get in touch with Warrior and ameliorate his situation. And in this trying time, I think he needs some interest. Let's put it that way. CJ, yeah, I'm concerned about CJ. I didn't want to chase him down. I don't know what he's doing. It sounded like he was doing great. He's in a great situation. He's isolated. He can come and go, and so I'm happy. And Bob the Monk just put up a video, and he's become slightly jaded with what he's seeing. But I'm going to say that what he's seeing, I don't think is representative. Yeah, there's a lot of simps out there, funneling some money to e-thoughts, but there always was, and maybe a little bit more now. But so it's going to be that way. But the statistics on the other side are very positive. Men are just walking away. They're walking away. They know it's a waste of time. They know it's a waste of money. They're not going to waste the money on it. Guys with too much money, yeah, okay, they may, go down that road a little bit and see what it's like. But anyway, what happened to Warrior? Well, I'm not exactly sure. He had some medical issues, and the situation. He's a man who can give you a first-hand account of what it's like to be within a vicious gynocentric system. And he had to learn the hard way, as so many men did. Had to learn slowly, bit by bit, putting it together. And my God, he, like I, like so many men, wish they knew about this when they were young. God damn. For me, it was just a matter of knowing who I am. But for other men, it's a matter of avoiding just badness. And but that Warrior will be fine. He's got to come through. He's got to put the push on. But if you men would be kind enough to reach out, make a comment, and as I say, his PayPal's fucked up, which is part of the problem. And he's put a lot of money into his phones and into paying the internet so that he can ensure that the listening posts and so many other people's chats are free of the you know what they are. They come in and they say this stuff, and we don't need talk like that. If you want to debate some issue, that's fine, but we're going to keep it polite. We're going to keep it up. We're going to remove the disgusting nature of whatever it is and keep it civilized. Victor von Frankenstein, just popping in. No, it's good to have you in here, and hope the videos are coming along, and hope you and I hope all men are doing well in this. It's there's sane men out there. I'm going to say that you're not alone. things are nuts out there. I mean, it's nuts. We are seeing the worst government possible. We are seeing police do the things they should not do. We're seeing just the worst of everything. We're seeing the social justice warriors just want a virtue signal all the way to hell. All the way to hell. They don't know what they're doing. We've had an abandonment of modern science, of modern medical science. And when I found that out, I was shocked. Why don't we start with that? Maybe you take a precaution first, give some time, but we haven't found it yet. And the list of symptoms is basically everything. Holy shit, I think RP has COVID-19. He's not using fucking capital letters. That's a symptom. That's a symptom of COVID-19. He's not using capital letters. I read that. That was a symptom. Yep. Well, actually, I don't know if they're illegal. Yeah, probably are. They're unlawful anyway. And, what they're doing is, it's anti-constitutional. It's against the Constitution, what they're doing in America and other countries. What you see them doing in Australia is despicable. There's no other word for it. Australia has become a despicable place. And, the UK with what they're doing to those girls and protecting this systematically. Yeah, sorry, RP. I had to find something, and I thought that was a good symptom for COVID-19. Yeah. Society has abandoned reason and logic. Yes, it's all out the door. It's like upside down. That's it. And you know that, Chad Seward. People are putting it on the government credit card. They do that. They get caught doing that. Jesus. Imagine it. Imagine going back 150 years and trying to explain to anyone, man or woman, about e-thoughts. Yeah, no, I hate that RP. That goddamn autocorrect. Auto piss off. Auto piss off. The UK is a cartoon land, but it's all now a cartoon land. We are refugees of the cartoon world. Welcome to this hangout where we talk about what it's like to be sane in a world that's gone completely loopy. Loopy, 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 loopy. Yeah, sometimes you just got to let go, and so I'm going to encourage all men to go out and find some nice place away from the prying ears of neighbors and the police and whatever else is out there, and do a nice primal scream and maybe a hyena laugh, and just let it out. You can't keep this in. You're just watching this stupidity, just watching it, makes you want to just, what are they doing? Throwing the bird out with the bathwater is what we say. Yeah. And and meanwhile, these thoughts are just going about their business, oblivious to the fact that, my God, geez, monk music, very nice, very nice. And remember, if you're getting censored, I apologize for that. Please go to backwardtext.com, and you may freely just write what you have, do an invert and an upside down. It makes it very readable. Copy and just paste, and everyone can read it. You won't be censored, at least not yet. And then we'll think of something else to do, right? They're not going to get us to shut up. They'll shut Hammerhand down briefly, and if anyone wants to get a message to him, that he's welcome anytime to come on and speak in the listening post, or any other time he wants to set up. He's been in the chat a couple of times, and I think it's just come in and do what you want. We'll see what the trouble is from that. But I don't think it's going to be much. I hope it's not going to be much. For some reason, I've avoided the most of it. I thought I was pretty hard hitting. I say the nasty little words sometimes, and I say some things like a hoax. COVID is a hoax. And yet they don't shut me down. Yes, indeed. So we'll see. We'll see whether they're going to get particular on me. They did put one of my videos onto age restricted. You know, I can't remember. I protested it, and I haven't checked whether they got back to me. Let me read it right now. See if they did. No, I don't think they responded. No, they didn't respond. I just when they said it was age restricted because of some blah 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 blah. I said either follow the Santa Clara Principles or the Constitution of the United States, which is of the jurisdiction in which you were incorporated. Otherwise, I don't know what you mean. Period. So, yeah, I don't know if it'll get very far. I don't think it will. Anyway. But they didn't respond to it. Normally they said, we don't care what you said in 50 characters or less. Fuck off. You're wrong. We're right. This is absolutely the worst company in the world. Really. It's a shame we have to deal with it. Why the hell did the guy who invented YouTube sell it to these bastards? Should have sold it to somebody nice. I don't know who that would be, but somebody nice, not somebody evil. Yeah. Let me just respond. I will promote your appearance. Everyone, it appears as though Prune Juice Power is going to join us on the listening post. He says he has a number of things to talk about and to vent. And I think we all need to vent. I think we need to vent a lot. I think we need to vent more. I've appreciated the time here venting, and I will vent more. I will vent until I cannot vent anymore. And then I will vent again. Vent, vent, vent. Yep. That's it. Who knows? I got 2 kids. Corona is 2 and COVID is 1. Yep. Yeah. Oh, did he? Did Pop get struck? My God. Yes, he did, apparently. Like that's just a strike, right? They didn't take him off. But, okay, they take him off, right? Despite the fact that he's incredibly entertaining and a very smart man and a man who hides his deep concern behind a veneer of Three Stooges humor. That in a serious conversation he would have you. He would have you. So the guy who runs Dead Journal seems nice, according to the people who've managed to get invites. I don't know. Dead Journal. What's Dead Journal? I don't know. Yeah, the good news is us. Yeah, that's always the good news. It makes it much better. I got to say, without having sane men to vent on and with, it just wouldn't be good. So it's just really great having you in here, being sane together. And there's other sane people on the web, and I'm trusting you're going over there and finding them. And in fact, I think a lot of us are sane about this. They see, there's something wrong. Maybe you got to play the game. Maybe you'll try to be politic about things until you find out who you're talking to. Got 2 strikes. Ooh, not good. 2 strikes means you got to cool it down because you don't want to lose it over something stupid. But, the way people are popping off, they're taking offense at everything. Everything. They're taking offense at everything. Yeah, my God. Yeah. It's too much. It's too much trying to deal with these people. I don't know what's going to happen. Things spin out of control. This platform is going to get shut. It's going to get shut. And there's going to be a lot happening in a lot of places. So get prepared to do whatever it is that has to be done. And we have a very interesting comment. I like the 6 eyes. Is that like a Borg? Do Borgs have 6 eyes or something? Yeah, nice one. Yeah, take the frog pill. But you got to dip them in like chicken gravy and then bread them deep fried. Yeah, I love those frog's legs. Yep. There's lots of things to eat, and apparently now in Europe you're free to promote the eating of insects. So knock yourself out, guys. You in the EU, anyone? I think pandemic is. Getting a little hankering, a little hungry for the insects. And, you can have soy with that. I guess you can order out restaurants now. I'll have a plate of crickets and soy. Hold on. Yes, Baron Exile. I think we all agree with that. But unfortunately, it's a sickness. The people have been driven to madness or born that way or something like that. So, the frog pill. I like that. Yeah, take the frog pill. Jump around. Jump for joy. Because whatever else is happening, these are interesting times. So, take a step back and enjoy the ride. And, we were predicting this, right? People have been predicting that they were going to bring the system down as opposed to admit the mistakes. So they're going to bring something else in to bring the system down so they can hide behind it. This is their modus operandi. And, whether you think it's Trump is part of it or whether he's playing along or whether he's playing for his own team and he's against everyone, they did the same thing to Andrew Jackson. They destroyed his economy too. These people are evil. If they don't get their way, they will get their way, they think. So, soy sauce, maybe. You can use a little soy sauce, but you don't want the soy. Yeah. Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what the YouTube premium is. I don't know. The time they make me pay, I'm off. I ain't fucking paying for this shit. They don't follow the Santa Clara principles. They don't follow the Constitution for the United States of America. These people are criminal. They're bad practice in business. Yeah, it's always bland, but it turns you into a woman. So you don't want to be doing that, Baron Exile. Soy sauce, okay, I think that's fine. I wouldn't be drinking bottles of it, but yeah. Ooh, yeah. See those little mushrooms. The sort of the red, the white with the red dot mushrooms. I sort of remember that. Yeah. You're not supposed to eat them though. But I think if you make a tea out of it and then drink the tea on a full moon, you get to. We have a reformed vegan. Yeah. Well, vegetables are nice. You should eat vegetables. And technically, if you're older, you don't positively have to eat meat, but it makes it easier. But, oh God, that's nice monk music. YouTube is run by a woman. Or at least she says she is. Yeah. Oh, come on, RP. Yeah, come on. If Warrior were here, he'd fucking kick your ass. Pastor Prime. What in the hell do you mean prime? You're fucking white knighting for women in their prime now? God almighty. I think they think their prime is whenever they can cause the most bullshit for the most men. Then they're in their prime. That's it. And their place is, bullshitting, bullshitting to get men to do what they want. But, wall paint's not good. Do not eat wall paint. And this is an issue on the plantation. They like to turn things upside down. They like to make things bad that's good and good that's bad. They're trying to tell people that carbon dioxide is pollution when it's really plant food. So plant food is now pollution according to these environmental idiots. So food is pollution, and the next thing you know, the kids are going to be going around eating garbage. Yeah. If only women could accept their place. Yeah, I don't know. Where the hell is their place? Yeah. Their place is demanding that the economy be destroyed in order to stop COVID-19. That appears to be their place. And the men around the meeting room table are obsequious and kowtowing to the women. Because if they don't, the women's going to, point and shriek. That'll be the end of their job. Parmesan is soy cheese? No. Parmesan's something else. It's milk. Parmesan's milk. And Parmesan does have a great taste, depending upon how you cook it, how much you use. But yeah. Now I'm thinking back to that restaurant. Had a great, what was it? Asparagus and Parmesan soup. My God, it was great. Ha ha ha, Joey. That's it. There's time to vent. Go vent when you need to. Yeah. No, it's crazy to be out there in the world. It's crazy to be reading what you have to read just to stay, up on things. When is it going to happen? I don't know. And what's the what? And when's the when? I don't know. But it looks like things are moving into chaos because we have the worst government possible. Absolutely. So, I don't think we want to go down that road. Their pandemic. Yeah. Anyway, we're looking at trundling off here. It's about time I ended. It's got a little bit late for me. Got a busy day tomorrow. What am I doing? Okay, I got another day tomorrow. Under house arrest, lockdown, remaining isolated. Holy shit. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah. See, that's what it is, RP. This is part of it. There's forces that are working. And one of them was this one, and it was destroying. And I think because of that destruction, because of the destruction that they wrought, the destruction to men, the destruction to strong decision making, the destruction of a strong connection to science and what's reasonable and what's demonstrated. They destroyed that, and that allowed this stupid meta weapon, a virus that does not make anyone sick, is now feared more than anything else. This is part of the destruction. They don't know what's going to hold. They don't know what is going to be the trigger, the whatever it is, that straw that breaks the camel's back and actually destroys the empire, resets the empire. But they want the empire reset. They want a big reset, I think. So we want to take care because it's coming down the pipe. It's a bad one. The chaos looks like it's getting out of hand. And when it snaps, you'll know. And maybe we won't be able to talk anymore for a while. But it's been great. Remain sane. Remain free. Remain self-preserved. And in all of this, remain MGTOW.